Eskom battles to keep the lights on. Of course, ordinary South Africans have to cope with those outages. Nqobile Madlala is following those power cuts, and she joins us now. Nqobile, I believe that you are in and around Randburg in Johannesburg. Tell us if it's quite clear that load shedding is underway, or are they spared this evening?
Well, Sally, quite a different picture than that of Coronationville, where they're still enjoying their lights. Where I am, the lights, the robots you'll see there, they're no longer working. You can see it's just pitch dark, so it's quite clearly that load shedding that they said will start at 6 o'clock has in fact started, and they are waiting for that 2 hours and 30 minutes. Just behind me is the eateries, where you can see some of the people there enjoying their meals despite having some load shedding, and they're enjoying it in a candlelight, so it's quite romantic if you ask me. But at this point, Sally, they are waiting for the lights to come back. But I suppose it is one of those instances where you're not going to let load shedding ruin your day, and so they're out and about still enjoying their meals despite not having lights. But quite different to what Coronationville was, of course. As we saw, they were still enjoying their lights. They're saying that they might have been forgotten, as well as the places that we have been into, Sally. We know that load shedding has a very big impact. I mean, we heard from some of the business owners as well in Boysen, who were telling us that this has a long impact in terms of financial issues that they are faced with. In this instance, they're saying that they now have to have a budget that specifically looks at the fact that should there be load shedding, what is the backup plan? Well, I suppose where we are, the backup plan is those candle lights to keep that mood going, really.
Yeah, and I mean, for a small restaurant, it might have a gas-fired grill, which can maybe ensure that it can cook some food. But as you say, it's an extra expense because you have to cater for the possibility of power cuts, and that, of course, is where the expense comes in. And of course, these are businesses.
Sally, when we heard from
I was just saying, these are businesses that have already been impacted, of course, by the lockdowns and restaurants being closed for so long. Have you had a chance to speak to restaurant owners or just perhaps ordinary patrons to assess the mood?
Well, Sally, it's not easy. I mean, as you know, that COVID has played its part as well. So a lot of people are still trying to build back into that restaurant scene. A lot of also people have lost their jobs. So that luxury of being in a restaurant is not something that happens quite often. I mean, when we were speaking to some of the guys, they were saying that they just want to keep the business afloat. But I mean, it is helping that we are now in this level as more people come out. But it's just not like how it was before COVID. So they are still trying to keep the business afloat. I mean, as you can see there, you have some people that are out in a restaurant still enjoying themselves. So they will do anything that will make sure that they don't have to close down, they don't have to stop working. They'll ensure that the business is running, to ensure that there is that sense of income that they have been eagerly yearning for under those hush lockdown levels that we had much earlier on. And of course, you know that the restaurant industry is one of the hard-hit industries. So to make sure that the business is running is very important for the people that are running businesses.
Yeah, it is tough times, but it's good to see at least the silver lining of romantic candlelit dinners underway in Blackouts, Randburg, here in Johannesburg. Thank you so much for that update, eNCA's Nqobile Madlala.